Most beginner Etsy sellers open a shop and go straight to listing. And I completely understand that impulse. You want to get moving, you want to get something live, you want to get that first sale. But skipping the setup work is why so many new shops sit there for months without any traffic or traction. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I help Etsy sellers build consistent sales on Etsy with search-driven traffic without social media or paid ads. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do before you list your first product. And this is not the stuff that feels productive but doesn't do anything. This is the stuff that actually gets your shop to grow. There are 7 things on this list. Some of them are strategic, some of them are practical, but all of them are going to make a real difference in how your Etsy shop gets up and running. So let's get into it. Step 1 is to pick your product line. Everything else on this list flows from that decision, which is why we pick it first. Before you do anything else in your shop, you need to decide what you're building it around. This is not a list of every product that you could make. This is not a rotating collection of what inspires you this week. It is one focused product line that you are going to build out really intentionally. And here's why this matters. The faster you build depth in one product line, the faster Etsy takes notice of you, the faster they see you as an authority for what you make, and the faster they'll show you to buyers. Selling across multiple product lines and trying to build them all at the same time means you spread your focus out, and that means you get found slower for everything. When you focus, you get there faster. If you are not sure yet what your next product line should be, I have a whole video about that for you, and I will link it in the description and the cards above. It is worth watching, so make sure you watch that, then come back and finish this list. Step 2 is to set your goals. Once you know what you're selling, you need to know what you're building towards, because your goals are going to inform your keyword strategy, your pricing, and how aggressively you grow your product line. If you want to make $500 a month, that's a different plan than if you want to make $5,000 or $50,000. You need to tap into different levels of demand, and you need a strategy that's going to help you get there. And you need to know this number before you start doing keyword research, because your goal in part is what tells you if a keyword's worth targeting for you. So get specific. What do you want to make every month? What does that mean in terms of how many sales you're going to need? I want you to write all of this down before you open. Step 3 is to pick your shop name. And I will tell you, people stress about this way more than they need to. Here's what actually matters. Your shop name needs to be easy to say and easy to spell. And it should be broad enough that it actually makes sense if you decide to change what you sell in the future. The vast majority of sellers end up evolving their products that they're selling at some point in time. If you name your shop something with a very hyper-specific product name in it, you may find yourself stuck with a name down the road that just doesn't fit any longer. So keep it flexible. Now, beyond that, it does not need to be really clever or even perfectly branded. It just needs to be something you can say out loud without having to spell for someone. Do not let this decision stall you out. You can always change it in the future. Pick something reasonable and move on. Step 4 is to set up a business bank account. This is a practical one, but it is important. And it is the kind of thing that sellers do wish they've done from day one, especially at tax time. Open a separate bank account for your Etsy shop before you even make a sale. Run all of your business expenses through it, like your opening fee, your shipping, supplies, tools, subscriptions, everything. This makes tracking your actual profit much easier. You do not need a formal business entity to do this. Although definitely check your state requirements as far as what you need to set up for that. Most banks will offer free basic business accounts. Just set it up before you get moving so you're not trying to separate personal and business expenses later. Step 5 is to do your keyword research. Listen, this is one of the most important steps, and beginners either skip it entirely or do this way too late. But it's one of the most important things that you can do before you list a single listing, especially if you want to make sales faster. Keyword research tells you exactly what your buyers are searching for and how much demand exists for those searches, and whether your shop has a realistic shot at ranking for those keywords that you're targeting. You're not guessing at what to put in your tags and titles. You are making a decision based off data. The keywords that you find here are going to shape your tags, your titles, your listing descriptions, and even the specific products that you decide to make within that product line. So do this before you build your listings, because building them with the right keywords from the start is a completely different experience than going back through a finished listing and trying to figure out what to change. Step 6 is to set up basic branding, and I mean basic. You do not need a professionally designed logo. or a full brand identity before you open your shop. You need a shop banner, a profile photo, or a logo, and a semi-consistent look across your listings. And I have a tip that's going to save you a ton of time with this. Search Etsy for done-for-you pre-built branding packages. You can find some super solid options for a reasonable price. We're talking a few dollars up to $20, and they give you a super cohesive, professional starting point for your business and its branding without the time and the cost of getting it professionally done specifically for you. Now, this is something you will almost certainly update as your shop grows and evolves, and that is completely normal. I want you to start somewhere and get your shop looking clean and consistent. Then refine it later when you have the budget. A cohesive looking shop that looks semi-professional is going to build trust faster than that perfect logo ever will. Do not spend weeks on this. Spend an hour, get it done, and move on. All right, before we get to the last step, I want to tell you about a free resource that I made just for you. It's called the 5-part framework for getting daily sales on Etsy, and it picks up right where this video leaves off. It walks you through what to actually do after each of these setup steps in a way that brings you traffic much more quickly. The link is in the description below. And if you are serious about doing this the right way, I want you to grab that before you do anything else. All right, step 7 is to fill out your profile and your about section. This one will surprise people, but your profile and your about section is not just like a nice to have thing. Filling them out gives your Etsy shop a boost, because Etsy rewards shops that look complete and trustworthy. And leaving this section blank is a signal in the wrong direction. So make sure you go in, tell buyers who you are, what you make, and even why you make it. You do not need to write a novel. Actually, I encourage you not to, because nobody's going to read paragraphs and paragraphs of text. But a few genuine sentences about your story, about your products is enough. Add photos if you can, especially photos of you as a maker. Make it feel like a real person runs this shop, because that is exactly what builds buyer confidence, especially before you've had your first sales and reviews. So here's what I want you to take from all of this. The sellers who open their shop and build traction quickly are not always the ones that rushed to get that first listing live. They're the ones that spent a little extra time up front making really intentional decisions about their business, about what they're selling, about who they're selling to, and about what they want to build. Every step on this list exists to make your listings work harder once they go live. All right, so before we end today, I want you to drop a comment and let me know where you're at in this process. Whether you are still in the planning stages or you have your shop already open. If you have a question about any of these steps, drop it below. I will be there answering all of your questions. And do not forget to grab that 5-part framework. It is the next step after this video, and it's completely free. Then the next video to watch after this is what to sell on Etsy. It goes deeper into how to choose your product line, which was step 1 of what we covered today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.